Today is Thursday, the 6th of May, 1937. The time is just past midnight here in London. Good evening to you all. This is the London Signal, broadcasting live on the shortwave frequency. I am speaking to you tonight with a heavy heart and a shaking hand. It has been a fortnight of fire. A fortnight where the sky above us, which we used to look up to with wonder, has turned into a theater of horror. We have just received the news from across the Atlantic. The wires are burning with it. The Hindenburg is gone. The pride of Germany, the largest flying machine ever built, by human hands, the silver giant that floated over the Berlin Olympics just last summer has been destroyed. It happened just a few hours ago in Lakehurst, New Jersey. They say it took less than 34 seconds. 34 seconds for a masterpiece of engineering to turn into a skeleton of twisted metal and ash. Don't I have the initial reports here? They describe a scene from Dante's Inferno. The airship was coming in to land. The ground crews were ready to catch the ropes. And then a spark, a flash, and suddenly the hydrogen ignited. The entire ship, 245 meters long, became a torch. Passengers were jumping from the windows. But the burning fabric fell like rain. The radio reporter on the scene was weeping into his microphone, crying out those words that will haunt us forever. Oh, the humanity, Dot. It feels like an omen, doesn't it? The Hindenburg was the symbol of the New Age. It was the symbol of Nazi power and German technological supremacy. It was supposed to be invincible. IT was supposed to conquer the Atlantic. And tonight, it lies in a smoldering heap on an American airfield. But while the world mourns the tragedy in New Jersey, while the newspapers print special editions about the accident, my mind is stuck on another fire. A fire that burned just 10 days ago. A fire that was not an accident, but a murder. I am talking about Guernica. If you have not heard of Guernica before last week, you are not alone. It is a small market town in the Basque country of northern Spain. It has no military value. It has no factories. It has no garrison. It is a place of old oak trees and farmers and cattle. But on Monday the 26th of April, i.e., became the testing ground for the future of warfare. For 3 hours, the German Condor Legion, flying in support of General Franco, dropped 40 tons of bombs on this sleeping town. 40 tons, babe. They didn't just drop high explosives to destroy the buildings. No, that would have been too merciful. They dropped incendiary bombs, fire bombs, tubes of aluminum filled with thermite designed to burn at 2,000 degrees, designed to melt stone and flesh. And then, as the people ran from their burning houses, as the women and children gathered in the town square to escape, the flames the fighter planes came down low. They strafed the refugees with machine guns. They hunted them like rabbits in a field. This was not a battle. There was no enemy army there. This was an experiment. The German Luftwaffe, led by Lieutenant Colonel Wolfram von Richthofen, wanted to answer a scientific question. The question was simply this: what happens when you bomb a city until it ceases to exist? What happens to the morale of the population when you bring hell to their doorstep? Tonight, we know the answer. Guernica is gone. 70% of the town is destroyed. 1,600 people are dead. And the reaction from Berlin, denial. They say it never happened. They say the Basques burned their own city. The level of cynicism is breathtaking. But we have seen the photographs. We have heard the testimony of the priests who dug the graves. Do you see the connection between tonight's disaster in New Jersey and last week's massacre in Spain? The Hindenburg was the peaceful face of German aviation. It was the luxury liner of the clouds, with its piano lounge and its dining room and its swastikas painted on the tail fins. It was designed to impress us, to make us admire the new Germany. The bombers over Guernica are the real face. The Heinkel 111, V Junkers 52. These are the machines that the factories in the Ruhr have been building while we were sleeping. For years, we were told that air power would bring the world closer together. Art. We were told that flight was the greatest achievement of the 20th century. Tonight, looking at the reports on my desk, I feel that technology has betrayed us. The aeroplane has not brought us closer to the angels. It has brought the devil closer to us. The British government is still talking about non-intervention in Spain. They are forming committees. They are writing reports. They are determined to look the other way. They call the German pilots in Spain volunteers. Volunteers. They are flying planes with German markings, wearing German uniforms, receiving pay from Berlin and taking orders from the German High Command. It is an invasion in all but name. And here is the thought that keeps me awake at night. The thought that makes the whiskey in my glass taste like Ashdot, if they can do it too. Guernica, they can do it to London. Guernica was a rehearsal. Our dress rehearsal for the main performance. The German generals are taking notes. They are calculating how many bombs are needed per square mile to create a firestorm, a heart. They are calculating how long it takes for a city's water mains to burst. They are perfecting the art of total destruction. I look out of my studio window tonight at the London skyline. I see the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral rising above the mist. I see the lights of the houses where millions of people are sleeping in their beds. Back. And for the first time in my life, I do not feel safe. I realize that the English Channel, which has protected us for 1,000 years from invasion, is no longer a barrier. It is just a ditch. And an aeroplane can cross it in 20 minutes. The age of the island fortress is over. We are all on the front line now. Every mother putting her child to bed in East London is on the front line. Every clerk working in the city is on the front line. The fire that consumed the Hindenburg tonight was a tragedy, an accident of hydrogen and static electricity. But the fire that consumed Guernica was a choice, a cold, calculated choice made by men, who view human beings as insects to be crushed. The giants are falling from the sky, my friends. The Hindenburg has fallen, and with it, the last illusion of the romantic age of flight has crashed and burned. We are entering a new era, an era of sirens and cellars. An era where we will have to learn to live like moles underground because the sky belongs to the predators. There is a painting I heard about today. Ours. A Spanish artist living in Paris named Picasso has started working on a mural about the bombing. They say he is painting in black and white and gray. No color, just agony. Perhaps art is the only way to understand this madness, because politics has certainly failed us. The League of Nations is silent. Pope has issued a statement of regret. Regret. You regret spilling tea on a tablecloth. Bisagi, you do not regret the incineration of a city. You condemn it. You scream from the rooftops until the world listens. But The world is not listening, but the world is watching the newsreel of the burning airship in New Jersey and shaking its head while the ashes of Guernica are swept away by the wind. I am going to sign off now. The static on the line is getting worse. Art. Or perhaps it is just the interference from the storm that is gathering over Europe. If you hear a plane engine in the sky tonight, do not look up with admiration. Look up with suspicion, because the machine that was promised to liberate us has become our executioner. This is the London signal. May the victims of the Hindenburg rest in peace. And may the ghosts of Guernica forgive us for our silence. Good night.